The Young and the Restless reveals that tensions have reached a boiling point. Sharon and Phyllis, two women who once had a complicated relationship, are now caught in a fierce confrontation filled with intrigue, secrets, and the struggle between the past and the present. It all starts when Sharon loses her phone, and Phyllis accidentally picks it up. This starts an irreversible chain of events. Phyllis happens to see Sharon's phone on the counter at the coffee shop. Realizing that this could be an opportunity to get to the secrets Sharon is trying to hide, she doesn't hesitate to check the messages on Sharon's phone. At this point, Sharon is frantically searching for the lost phone, and she invites Faith to join her in searching around the coffee shop, but all efforts are in vain. Finally, Sharon feels tired and decides to go home, leaving the phone in the hands of Phyllis, her sworn enemy. Phyllis, with her determined and calculating personality, immediately understands that this is a rare opportunity to bring Sharon to the brink of the truth. "I brought Sharon exactly where I wanted her," she whispers to Daniel, confident that this will push Sharon to confess. With caution and calculation, Phyllis begins to act to expose Sharon's secrets. Phyllis' plan seems to be working when she receives a text message from Sharon, asking to meet at the cabin to tell the truth. Phyllis wonders if this is the moment Sharon is ready to admit everything. Despite the tension of the situation, Phyllis decides to accept the invitation, believing that this will be an opportunity to explore Sharon's hidden side head-on. Before leaving, Phyllis promises Daniel that she will not fall for Sharon's games, but she cannot resist her curiosity about what Sharon might reveal. On the way to the meeting place, Phyllis received another text from Sharon, then another. A feeling of unease gradually enveloped her as the text messages continued to come. The words seemed to provoke and pressure her. Anger and annoyance grew as Phyllis kept looking at her phone to check the messages. The more she looked at her phone, the more distracted she became, and finally the tension reached its peak. Meanwhile, Sharon was on her way home. Her mind was filled with resentment and determination to not let Phyllis ruin things again. "Damn it, Phyllis," she muttered. "Not this time. I won't let you do it again." Sharon continued to drive with a tense mind and sharp eyes, just waiting for the moment when she could face Phyllis and end this long-standing conflict. Behind her, a mysterious car began to approach, its headlights shining brightly in Sharon's rearview mirror. She frowned, feeling uneasy, but told herself that she had to stay calm, not letting anyone, not even Phyllis, ruin her plans. The moment of fate, the call, the text, and the crash. Phyllis received another text from Sharon. She tried to contain her frustration, but then her curiosity got the better of her, and she looked down at her phone to check. But when she looked up, she was horrified to realize that she was in danger. At that moment, the screen went black, leaving only the sound of metal hitting metal in the darkness. The audience held their breath, waiting for the outcome of this horrific collision. Did Phyllis crash into Sharon's car? Or had they both fallen into a dead-end game where intrigue, lies, and hatred dragged them into a dangerous spiral? With the inevitable accident, the war between Sharon and Phyllis may reach an unforeseen turn. If Phyllis really did crash into Sharon's car, it will make Sharon the victim, and Nick, who once loved Sharon, will be angry and disappointed with Phyllis's extreme actions. Sharon can now take advantage of this situation, become the victim in the eyes of Nick and everyone, and may even sue Phyllis to ensure that she will face the law and pay for all her actions. Meanwhile, Phyllis will have to bear the consequences of her reckless actions, and must find a way to face the judgment of the community and her loved ones. The war between Sharon and Phyllis, which seemed to have come to an end, now continues to open a new chapter full of drama and danger. Can Sharon take advantage of this situation to escape from her schemes? How will Phyllis deal with the consequences of her actions? And how will Nick, caught between the two most important women in his life, react as he watches everything fall apart? Sharon Newman is facing a mysterious and terrifying condition. After losing her phone in a series of unusual events, Sharon increasingly suspects that she may have a similar illness to Ashley's previous dementia. Although this is just Sharon's hunch, the appearance of strange messages that caused Phyllis' accident makes her even more worried and uneasy. Sharon begins to notice worrying signs. Unable to find her phone, she suspects that someone is deliberately playing a trick on her, or worse, that she is the one who accidentally caused these things without knowing it. The thought that she may be losing control of her mind becomes a great fear for Sharon, and she cannot get it out of her mind. Ever since Ashley Abbott experienced amnesia, Sharon has witnessed the difficulties and dangers that the disease can cause in a person's life. But the thought that she might have a similar illness only makes Sharon more frightened, and more determined to find out the truth about her condition. Another option also crosses Sharon's mind: maybe someone else is involved in carrying out these dark actions, perhaps someone who wants to harm her and Phyllis. If Sharon isn't unconsciously sending these misleading and dangerous messages, then is someone else behind the scenes? This suspicion sends Sharon into a tense psychological struggle. She can't tell if she's a victim of her own mind or of a secret enemy. As her fear and insecurity grow, Sharon begins to realize that she needs to get to the bottom of things, no matter how painful the truth may be. The callback to Ashley's memory loss and Sharon's possible dissociative identity disorder, DID, feels a little too familiar to fans. Over the past 6 months, mental health storylines have been explored so frequently that audiences have felt like they've become accustomed to them. Many fans have even expressed frustration with the repetition of mental illness storylines. They believe that continuing to explore this topic, especially when it revolves around familiar characters, will reduce the appeal of the story. Audiences want to see new things, unexpected twists instead of going back to the same old formula. Despite mixed reviews, the scenario about Sharon's amnesia still brings deep emotions and internal conflicts. Sharon is caught between two choices: believe that she is losing her memories, becoming an unconscious person who commits shady acts, or accept that someone is controlling her life from the shadows. Both possibilities are terrifying, but Sharon knows that she must find the truth if she doesn't want to be in the dark forever. Sharon's battle now is not only a battle with herself, but also a battle with her own doubts and invisible fears. If she really has amnesia, it could ruin her life and affect everyone around her. But if some enemy is taking advantage of her mental state, Sharon's courage and clarity will be the only key for her to cope and find out the truth. Although the current storyline is making the audience wonder, most fans still hold out hope for a surprising twist in the story. Will the writers continue to exploit the theme of personality disorder, or will they bring in a new and surprising element to solve Sharon's situation? Viewers hope that The Young and the Restless will find a more creative way to tell the story of Sharon and her psychological struggles, thereby keeping fans engaged and excited. What surprises will come after Phyllis' accident that will leave her facing amnesia? Phyllis doesn't really remember what happened. This could be a good opportunity for Sharon to hide all the secrets about Heather's death. Will Sharon be able to get away with all her crimes? Subscribe to Yonder to update the latest news on our channel.